to more fully understand the problems that eminent domain presents, it helps to also understand the original reasons, intent, and causes for this policy. Originally, eminent domain was used to take private land for public use and benefit, but what exactly is public use? In order to further discuss this, I'd like to share with you a case study that was cited in a 1996 article in the Natural Resources Journal by Buckner Melton Jr. In southern Georgia in 1848, a farmer by the name of John Bowman asked the Georgia state government to build a road from his small farming community to a larger community in order to more efficiently get his goods to market. The Georgia state government saw this as a good economic public use benefit, so they allowed him to do it, right through the private land of a man named Thomas Brewer. When Brewer objected, Bowman sued him on the grounds that the land he was building the road on was no longer private property. What this case did is it forced the Georgia State Supreme Court to re-examine their definition of what public use is. They came up with two general views. There's a broad view that says that any public benefit, abstract or concrete, can be defined as public use. There's also a narrow view which restricts the definition of public use to only structures that are actually used by the public or that the public have an explicit right to use. So keeping that in mind, I'd like to share with you some of the unfortunate, corrupt reasons, intent, and causes behind the use of eminent domain today. According to an article in the Washington Times written in February 2012, Christina Walsh tells us that greedy developers will often use eminent domain to push their own economic agendas through their politician friends to legally seize lands that they covet that in a way that will be illegal had they not done it with eminent domain. Some of the structures that they'll build include shopping malls or fancy housing complexes, all structures that really push the broad view of public use and benefit. They say that these structures are all a positive good to the community because they all pay property taxes to their local governments. And while that's true, they don't mention the economic gain that they themselves will get from this or the private property that's being forcibly seized from individual citizens. They use eminent domain and they hide behind this policy in order to push through their own economic agendas. Another reason and cause for eminent domain is to push out certain groups from certain communities. Now, the term urban blight is used to describe an area of a certain community that is seen as having a negative effect on the surrounding areas of that community. In a February 2013 article written in the journal Reason, it was shown that developers and city planners can very easily declare an area of their community as an urban blight and then use eminent domain to seize that private property. In another article written for the Washington Times in August 2011, Jerry Sieper reports that the city officials of Joliet, Illinois were accused of attempting to reduce the number of black citizens in their community by seizing the privately owned Evergreen Terrace. Evergreen Terrace was an apartment complex that provided affordable housing to a predominantly black group of tenants. The city officials of Joliet declared the complex to be an urban blight, then seized it through eminent domain, then condemned it to be torn down. By doing so, they pushed all of the tenants in that apartment complex out of their homes forcibly, and they had no say where they couldn't live there anymore. So although eminent domain is a policy of good intentions, it's often used with corrupt motives that do far more harm to individuals than good to the public community.